Dr. Irving Nugent helps leaders expand their emotional intelligence and resilience so they are able to lead with calm, clarity, and conviction, even in anxious times. He is an internationally recognized trainer and top rated keynote speaker and is one of the few worldwide certified FACS coders who are experts in reading people's facial emotions. A gifted storyteller, his programs are infused with passion, actionable takeaways, and of course, his natural Irish humor. And he is the author of Leadership Lessons from the Pub. Irving, take it away.
On March 5th, 2020, my husband Fred and myself went to the beautiful island paradise of Kauai in Hawaii. We went there for 10 days of rest and relaxation, a chance to get away from the stress of work and of life. Our friends, Roger, Maria, and Candy went there with us from LA. Now, after 8 days, they left, but it had been everything we had imagined. It was beautiful. The sand, the beach, the weather was perfection, the food, and the conversation. Now, while we were sad to see our friends go, we're also glad to have a few days just to ourselves. On the final night, while we're having dinner, I got a phone call from Roger. Irvin, are you still there? We are, Roger. We're leaving tomorrow. Well, when you go tomorrow, you got to stop in Costco. You got to buy vitamin C, hand sanitizer, and most importantly of all, you've got to buy toilet roll. Why, Roger? What's wrong? Oh, you can't imagine what it's like here in LA. Pandemonium has broken out because of this threatening virus that's coming our way. Roger, all our bags are packed. I literally do not have room to squeeze anything in. Believe me, buy an extra bag and pay for it. You will not regret it. When the phone call ended, I looked at Fred and I said, you know, Roger's an accountant. He's not given in to these emotional outbursts. Something must be happening. But we decided that he was just overreacting. So the next morning on the way to the airport, we passed Costco and we flew home. We got back at Maryland late on Sunday night. Well, on Monday morning at 8:30 in the morning, I found myself outside Costco with a trolley waiting for the doors to open. And at 10 o'clock, what happened? A mad rush inside. Everyone bolted for the back right-hand side of the store where the toilet roll was kept. You can't believe the relief, the joy in my face when I got one of the last packs. Indeed, I turned around and I find two people in a tug of war for one of the last ones as well. Now, here was myself making fun of poor Roger just the day before, and here was I one day later, exactly immersed in that anxiety and in that tension. But you know, I don't think I was alone. I think each and every one of us has our own toilet roll story. I think if we sent cameras into your homes today and we went through some closets, we might find enough stash for the next 6 months, maybe even a year ahead. So let's just zoom out a little bit. What happened there? It's really interesting because we all got caught up on this anxiety, this approaching tension about this invisible virus that we all might catch. And what's really interesting is that we as human beings are wired, hardwired to survive. And so when anything threatens that survival, we go into an automatic functioning. And so some of those behaviors that we saw, the hoarding, the tension, the fighting at times, all of that is predictable behavior. And what's more, it's behavior that we can see in our organizations, in our associations, in the members that you have, and also within our families. Now, think about the business environment that we presently find ourselves. The pace of change has quickened. We are tasked with making decisions at times with only 50% or 70% of the data. How difficult is that? And then also add to that a layer of the unpredictability of human beings and managing human beings today who are more emotionally triggered than ever before. And so the question is, what is the answer to this? And why is that important? Because we know that leaders today are saying that they are overstressed, overworked, and on the edge of burnout. I've spent my career both in research and in teaching, trying to really get to the bottom of what causes this anxiety and how we can respond as leaders and as organizations. How can we expand our emotional intelligence? How can we be resilient in the face of the reality that we really don't know what's coming our way? How can we respond with calm conviction in the face of this anxiety? Today, I want to share with you maybe 3 ways that we can as leaders. They're little taste bits that we can explore much further when we get into a deeper training. The first is that as leaders, we get to choose the power and to set the tone of the organization. You know, we are used to this virus now, and it's invisible, and we've done everything we can to protect ourselves from getting it. And yet, when it comes to our emotions, they as well are contagious. We catch the emotions of other people. And as leaders, we have a special responsibility because our emotions are caught easier than others. We call this emotional contagion. Think about it. Have you ever been in a meeting where before the meeting, everything is calm and it's wonderful. We're having some conversations. What did you do the weekend before? And then the leader walks in, the team lead, and sits down, and all of a sudden the mood changes and you can cut the tension with a knife. What just happened there? We caught emotional contagion. We caught the emotion of the leader instantaneously. And so therefore, as leaders, we have to be very aware of all the transitions we make each and every day and be very deliberate in the mood we're sowing. Secondly, as leaders, we get the power to choose our response. You know, we are more triggered than ever before. And what happens when we're triggered is that we have this automatic, this reactivity. And so therefore, what's important is that we are able to react with calmness, to know our triggers, and to respond in a thoughtful way. And then finally, what we have to do is we have to see the power of predictable behavior. And one of those predictable behaviors that we see so often is resistance. When we go through lots of change, or you're driving a new culture change, people resist. It is normal and to be expected. But so often we say, what am I doing wrong? Can I be more empathetic? Can I listen more? When really what's required is for us to see that resistance as normal and to stand firm. I spent my career working with leaders. I'd love to have a conversation with you to help you build a stronger, more resilient organization. Reach out to me on email, phone number, or also on LinkedIn. You also have there a QR code which can set up a quick conversation with me when we can explore a little further what's going on within your association. You know, leadership today is an act of courage. And I think we owe a debt of gratitude to our leaders, and also an imperative to help them be resilient and to help them grow their emotional intelligence.